What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Ening Inenge. We're back at it again. Guys, excuse my voice. Unfortunately, I caught a cold, so we into the road of recovery. But I just wanted to quickly cover this interesting topic that I saw making rounds in the social media, and that is about the EFF inviting Professor Patrick Lumumba on the on to come and speak and lecture, on the 24th of July at UCT. Now we have a situation where, as usual, South Africa and the world at large, but mostly South Africans, when they don't agree with you in something, we have something in South Africa that we call the cancel culture. And you know what Patrick Lumumba said about the LGBTQ plus movement. What his stance was, he was supporting the Ugandan government in passing the bill against LGBTQ, homosexuality, basically. And we find ourselves in a situation where South Africa is trying to cancel Patrick, the professor. I mean, if they can cancel a professor, a country, who are we? Who are we, me and you? Who are we to speak? Let's just quickly hear what exactly did the professor say that got the gay movement, the LGBTQ movement, angry.
Has nature changed? So we must be very slow to personalize laws. We must be very slow. And these arguments that they bring about bills relating to LGBTQ, they'll never say them to the Arabs. They'll never go to Kuwait. They'll never go to Bahrain. They'll never go to Brunei. They'll never go to Saudi Arabia. They'll never go to Indonesia to tell them. It is Africans who they think are tails to be wagged. So on this issue, the government of the Uganda and the people of Uganda, I am with them 100%. There is no freedom outside of the law.
How do you balance the decision or right to choose?
Choose what? The choice must be limited according to the mores of a different community. And in any event, should we be talking about LGBTQ when we have no food on the table? And the danger, including with you journalists, is that now when you interview people, you have your own position that you want to impose on us. We refuse.
Africa, we are truly blessed to still have leaders like Professor Lumumba. Kenya, we thank you for borrowing us such an intellectual. We owe you dearly, because when we look at the vast area of Africa, and when you look at our landscape, we can identify very few men who have a backbone and who are truly African. It's very difficult to find a true leader in Africa, a leader that stands firm in the African belief system, a leader that is not easily shaken by the wind wherever it blows. And that is the issue that we had. We had an issue when Julius Malema came out to protest against Uganda government. The people of Uganda agree with the Ugandan government, but the LGBTQ few, want to dictate what the country must be ran like. I came out and said, no, somebody paid for that campaign of the EFF. I don't believe any leader from the EFF truly supported this. I was very shocked when I saw Julius Malema wearing the Rainbow Nation all over him and speaking about human rights. This is not about human rights. Ugandans say, if you do this thing, do it separately, privately, somewhere there. No publishing of this nonsense, no publicity of this rubbish. But you come to South Africa where an intellectual professor like Patrick Lumumba He came to give us a lecture at the Sarah Parkman Hall in UCT, Cape Town. He's coming to provoke our African spirit. But you find these few people, LGBTQ people, want to cancel him. The professor is traveling from far. You want to cancel him. Even in that lecture, even in that wall of Sarah Bartman at UCT, if we said, can the LGBTQ people stand up, it will be the minority. It will never be the majority. They will stand up, they will be like 15, 20 out of 500 people. Now we must listen and bow down to them. We've got this lady, what's her name? Togoza, who was invited to a newsroom. And she was blatantly trying. She's a human rights activist. Everyone is a human rights activist these days. Let's just listen to what this woman said.
What do you think is the potential impact of still allowing him this platform?
So I guess this is the thing, right? It's a dilemma in which they've created where they could potentially be platforming bigotry, hate speech, disinformation, and that could cause a lot of problems internally, externally, with students who have the right to protest, staff who have the right to protest, people who have the right to oppose his views, but also it creates a situation where it puts UCT and the EFF in a position where we're not quite sure what their views are now on situations like LGBTIQ plus rights, because they are platforming bigotry, right? And allowing for him to have that platform it's a contentious situation, because he has the right to freedom of expression. He can express views. However, those views cannot be hate speech. They cannot be disinformation. They cannot be misinformation. They cannot be harmful to others. You know, he can say, I hate LGBTIQ plus individuals. Right. That's his personal belief. But allowing him the platform to go further, where he perpetrates hate speech or disinformation, could cause a lot of issues for UCT, for its staff, for the students, LGBTIQ plus community on the campus, and supporters of the EFF who, you know, after just recently the EFF has been marching for the Ugandan LGBTIQ plus community, and it sends a very confusing message, which is...
Now, as you can hear, obviously I can't play the whole clip, but this lady was just saying that Professor must be told carefully so that he does not jump the boundaries of freedom of speech, so that he does not get to a realm where he's now pushing hate speech. Understand? And I don't think Professor has ever done that. I think it is hate speech to tell children that they must not identify with the gender that was given to them in birth. I think it's a hate speech to force other people to call you with pronouns and names just because you are gender fluid. You don't know where you stand. Now you're forcing us to play along in this imaginary world of yours. If you respect other people, you would allow them to have their own opinion, and you would have your own opinion and not trying to enforce it to other people. If you're a Christian, don't try to impose your Christianity on other people. If you're a Muslim, you can't impose your religion on other people. You can try to persuade, but if you can't, leave them alone. But the issue with the LGBTQ movement, in their minority, they want the majority to bow down to them. That is what is happening, and that is my issue with the LGBTQ movement. QQ plus DS, we don't know how many letters they're going to be adding there. But it's people who are saying, we want the rights to be in social media, to expose ourselves sexually. We want a Pride Month. Why isn't there a straight month where we celebrate to being straight or being truly masculine as men? Why don't we have a month where we are celebrating the femininity, the feminine side of women? Why must you guys get now the special treatment from all of these genders? Now you are manufacturing new genders that we don't know where they come from. And you guys watch what is happening in America. In America, the people are waking up. The parents are fighting in their schools because in grade R in preschool, children are being taught not to identify with any gender. In America, you can get in trouble as a teacher when you call it a child. If you don't want to call a child him, her, they, but this gender fluent nonsense. You can get in big trouble in America, and it is clear that it is clear that you can excuse me. I'm receiving a call. It is clear that this movement is very strong. It's stronger than what we think. I'm happy that they could not cancel Professor, but the lecture is still far. 24 July is still far. Anything can happen between now and then. They can try to tow him and put him together and tell him, listen, you can speak on LGBTQ, but don't say this, don't say that. Why? Because they are very powerful. Why? Because they are well funded. And they don't back down for anything. They absolutely don't back down for anything, these people. So I just wanted to speak about that. Some of you might or might not know about this. I hope the professor is going to come and is going to double up on this homosexuality, whatever thing. He's going to double up. He's going to speak for us Africans who are saying no to this movement. We are not saying kill or do whatever. We're saying live your life the way you want to live it there. Do not involve us in that. And once you voice out your opinion and your stance on it, please allow me to voice out mine also. Because you are willing to cancel a full professor, meaning you want to take out some money out of his pocket. But you don't want anyone to touch you. You have all the rights in the world. But you don't want to give the same respect to the rest of the world. You are in the minority. It's just like what white people are doing. They can see they cannot beat black people on the ballot paper because they are not in their country. So now they are self-isolation, independence from the rest of South Africa. It does not work like that. We cannot listen to the minority. We can acknowledge the minority, but we cannot allow Orania, Kleinfontein, Cape Town, Western Cape to be its own. The next thing the Zulus are going to say, we want KZN to ourselves. The next thing Gauteng is going to say, we don't want anyone to come in Gauteng who does not believe in such. So no. What is a rainbow nation? What is it that the freedom fighters died for? It brings me back to the thing of the black agenda was always put back. They know what Mulumba will be speaking about. He is a professor that promotes Pan-Africanism. They've got a problem with that. Now they're finding an angle where they can close him up and kill him so that he cannot speak anymore. Remember, if South Africa implements this cancelling culture on him, many other countries will follow. Many other companies will follow. So we don't want to associate ourselves with people who are homophobic. That is what is going to happen. You guys tell me on the comment section. Do you think Patrick Mulumba must be cancelled? Is that really how we're going to go? When you have a different opinion, we cancel you? Is that what is going to happen? It's very sad, guys. Very sad. Anyway, it's your boy King053. If you enjoyed the content, please consider to subscribe. We're almost 500 subscribers away from reaching 5,000. So by the end of July, we want to be there so that we can set the next goal for the next milestone. Thank you guys so much, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in my channel. I really love what you guys are are doing on in terms of the comment section, always dropping your thoughts, always engaging. I like engaging with you guys. Those who have not subscribed but still comment, and I thank you guys also. Those who have not subscribed and have not comment but you view, I also thank you guys for contributing to the channel. Thank you guys so much. May God bless each and every one of you. Please keep safe until we meet next time. I salute you.